How pathetic can some people be?
Everybody wants to make more money. People try to make more money by winning the lottery, doing sweepstakes. And people win all that money. The first thing they do is quit their job and go on vacation or travel. Go right back to the same job, not me. Oh, man, if I won $1 million tomorrow, I'm going to work. I'm going to get hired across this country just to get fired. To say all the things I want to say to people when I was afraid I might lose my job. Yeah. Wouldn't that be liberating? Wouldn't it? Work in the shoe department. Hi, can I see this in a 6? Yeah, you can see it in a 6. But let me tell you, Sasquatch, you're not going to stretch out my good shoes. You understand me? Get your big feet up in here. You see the sign that say Wookiees are us up here anyway? Work in the clothing department. I don't care how much cash you got, ma'am. I am not selling you the spandex. Hello? Hello? I haven't had lunch yet. Let's not go there, okay?
Dumbass of the day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Denise Robertson had hoped for a couple of years to win the lottery with her live-in boyfriend. Their numbers came up on a winning ticket. Now, she's been the girlfriend of her boyfriend for 2 years. She's been living with him. This is taking place in Chatham, Ontario, Canada. He went out and he bought a lottery ticket. Text messages went back and forth between the two of them. He bought this lottery ticket back on September 20th.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
She was texting him?
Well,
about the lottery ticket?
Yeah. So what happened was she saw in the news that there was a winning ticket in her hometown. And she texted him, she said, did you buy a 649 ticket for last night? That's the name of the lottery, 649. And he said, yes. She begged him to check it. And she says, I'll start planning the floor plan for the house right now. He says, okay. And just kind of left it at that. But then never showed up again.
What do you mean never showed up again?
Never showed up again.
Like he disappeared?
He told her that they did not win the lottery, and then he went home, did 15 loads of laundry, grabbed his passport, packed up a couple of suitcases of clothes, and tried to leave the country.
Oh my God!
But in trying to do so, he also stopped by the prize station that you need to cash the ticket at.
Because he had one.
Yeah. And then that's when things started getting fishy. And she called the prize officials in Canada and said, listen, I think half of that prize is mine. And I know
that's going to be a hard one to figure out.
Well, because they're not married.
I wonder if they have a shared bank account. If they have a shared bank account, that could be
2.5 years they've been living together, sharing the financial burden.
Right.
And I think that's key. If they've been sharing the financial burden for 2.5 years.
But you said this is in Canada?
Yeah. Which,
so I don't know what Canada.
Who knows?
Canadian. Well, in Canada, everything is everyone's. You know that. This guy's screwed.
They have their, I don't even know what it stands for, the OLG. You down with OLG? If I'm this guy, Robert.
Probably not.
Thibble, I'm like, hell, not me. They actually vet the winners of all prizes of more than $10,000. So if you win the lottery in Canada, you go into this OLG office and they sit down and they have an interview with you. And in that interview process, they ask you about things like, oh, are you supporting anybody financially?
Nope. I live alone. Nope. I don't know anybody. I don't even have a dog.
The lottery was initially for $12 million, but they ended up having two winners. So they split it, and they were going to get I think he was going to get 6.1. He left for work and did not come back one morning. Or one morning he left for work, did not come back in the afternoon. And when she'd returned from her job, she found his clothes and passport gone.
I see. So let's just go back. So he goes to buy the ticket, and they text about it. And I was reading that they had plans to buy muscle cars and build a house.
That's what she had said.
And do all this fun stuff.
Based on her account. He's not saying anything.
So, but he comes home, and he's like, yeah, we didn't win. I'm going to do 15 loads of laundry.
Got some really dirty clothes.
And I'm going to put them all in this duffel bag. And yeah, my passport's on there. That's just because I need to keep it with me at all times.
That's like the biggest rookie move right there. Yeah, obviously, you've never won a lottery before, dude. Go buy new clothes, okay?
Yeah, leave the damn clothes. Packing up for like 2 days. Throw it in a backpack.
4 days, him and Han about it. If this is going to be your plan, go with the plan, man.
15 loads of laundry. If I came home and did 15 loads of laundry, my wife would be up my butt. Because I never do 1 load of laundry, let alone 15.
You should try it tonight. Just see what happens.
I can't. She did it all yesterday during football.
So the lottery office they're not allowing him now, or the Canadian officials now, this has gotten serious, they are not allowing him to leave the country with the ticket.
I get it.
And
so they haven't paid him.
They're not going to award him any of the money until they do an investigation to see whether or not they were sharing, which I'm sure they were for 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have to give half of it to her.
So,
but still, if you don't want to be with her anymore, $3 million is probably more than enough to go live your life.
Well, and there's no going back at this point. Once you did that 12th load of laundry, there was no going back.
You'd sealed your fate.
Yes.
Yeah, she's out. But you got $3 million, so...
Well, that's all it's going to have to be at this point in time, right?
Or maybe less because taxes. But, they each get $2 million, and they go on with their merry life. It wouldn't be such a bad thing. I'm dating a girl for 2 years. You kind of get to that point sometimes where it's like, okay, this isn't that fun anymore. Now it's like it's a relationship we have to work at. I'd love $2 million. I'll just take off. I think a lot of guys would take
the lottery payout. Yeah. They say, I've seen statistics that say that people that win the lottery get a divorce a lot more than people that do not win the lottery. Because they're like, well, we both got a lot of money at this point in time. Let's just go ahead, divvy it up, and be on our merry way.
Yeah, because they each want to do their own thing.
We could go start second lives, essentially.
This guy's so funny. He comes home and does 15 loads of laundry. Oh, no, nothing. It's just normal. Yeah, I really feel like doing laundry. Just had a bug I wanted to smell some Tide.
Oh, man. His name is Robert Thibault. Maurice Thibault. Her name's Denise Robertson. Maurice Thibault, I think. I don't know. It's probably French. Maurice Thibault.
You silly fool.
Congratulations, you Jeff and Jeremy.
Dumbass of the day.
That is the question. Should I stay or should I go?
Yeah,
$6 million, Jeff.
Yeah.
And you get to start a new life.
You get to pack your bags, do 15 loads of laundry.
I already know your answer. I know that you would take that.
Life,
and I don't know where you would go.
I wouldn't. That means you have to leave your current life. That means you have to leave your wife.
No.
Your family.
No,
you go on your own. You go your own way.
Well, why does it? I didn't know that.
Like Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, then nobody's going to take it.
No, there are people. The thing is,
that guy, but he's been dating the girl for 2 years.
The thing is, people aren't going to answer it very discreetly, so that's why we have the text line 543-3693. If you're one of those, because if you answer this on Facebook, of course, your answer is going to be, for the most part, no, right?
Yeah, because
you're going to be like, oh yeah, I would leave my current life. Meaning leaving your current life. That's what this guy intended to do. He meant to say, I'm leaving town without you.
He was going to skip. He was going to be vaporized.
I don't care about the house, whatever. I'm getting a passport, meaning you're going to another country. He was leaving Dodge, okay, with $6 million in tow and 15 duffel bags worth of laundry.
So that means you're a loner. You go off. You could start a new life.
You do your own thing.
You're leaving everyone behind. All your family, your loved ones.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I would not do that.
Yeah. Well, if I could take my wife with me, then that's different.
That's not leaving your current life. So if you want to answer...
I got to keep her.
If you want to answer, totally discreet on this one, we do have the... text line brought to you by 805 Beer. That is 543-3693.
Or you can just call in, too.
Yeah,
if you want to just say...
If your voice normally sounds like this, just say, yes, I would leave my current life. Just make sure you maintain this dialective voice the entire time.
Where would you go? Where would you go if you were...
I'd stay here.
If your life changed and you had $6 million,
I'd stay here.
And you would not go anywhere.
$6 million.
You just stay here with $6 million. What do you do with $6 million here? Okay, you buy a house for $1 million.
Buy like a 3-bedroom house
for $1 million, and then you got $5 million. And then what do you do with that? I guess you put that in the bank.
Maybe buy a couple.
Try to live off the interest.
Couple 3-bedroom houses, rent one of them out.
I saw a lot of people saying yes, and a lot of them are women. But I don't know if they understand that you have to leave everything. Geraldine writes in. She says, "In a minute, $6 million, no problem."
This means everything. Okay, this means all your family.
Somebody said they'd give it to their mom as long as they could get the hell out of this hellhole. I don't know if this is a hellhole. I'd hate to see. I'd hate to see real hell. I
think people have issues with the cost of living here.
Well, yeah, that's true, but still, it's.
I mean, don't you have issues with the cost of living?
You know where they should do these?
Don't you have issues? Don't you have issues with the cost of living?
I'm not happy about it, but I still prefer to live here than other places. Yeah, like where I grew up.
If you were given $6 million,
go spend some time in Pierce County, Washington.
You're always talking about this whole HGTV and how they buy houses in Texas for
$100,000,
$200,000 that would sell here for $1.5 million.
Oh, for sure.
And you wouldn't take that $6 million and say, "Well, Central Coast has been nice, but I'm going to Texas. The taxes are a little bit friendlier and the housing's a lot better."
No,
Texas ain't bad.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as you don't live in Houston.
Like I said, but my problem is I can't take my wife, so that's a major issue. Just like
what do you mean you can't take your wife?
You just said that I couldn't take my wife earlier. I had to go by myself.
No, but I'm talking. This is a different discussion altogether.
Oh, you're just saying.
Just from a cost of living standpoint, if you won the lottery in the state of California, and would you stay in the state of California?
No.
Knowing the structure of your money's not going to go as far in California
because
as it would
I could
in
buy,
Texas.
like I said, a house in Cabo and in Idaho,
right.
2 for less than probably what you could buy 1 for here.
Yes.
Hi, go ahead. Thanks for hanging on.
Yeah, it's a Shmuck.
Hey, Shmuck.
Yeah, I was calling to say I've been with my girlfriend for about 6.5 years. I think what your guys' question should be, when you ask them if they are going to leave, if they've been cheated on, because that's why I would leave. I've been cheated on. Yeah, so it does make a difference.
All right, yeah.
If they've cheated on you, you would probably bail. I'll bet you the percentages, everyone who says they would bail, they've probably been cheated on or mistreated.
Okay, so if she's cheated on you, why don't you just leave her anyways?
Because I love the hell out of her, and that shit is fantastic, let me tell you.
All right, then.
Until you could buy yourself some better.
You give me that 6.1, and I'm gone.
Where are you going?
It might sound a little schmucky, but I'm out of there.
Well, that's what a schmuck does. Where are you going with your $6 million, Schmuck?
Well, I live right here in Central Coast, San Luis Obispo. I might just take myself a little trip to Ireland, or I like my current life. I might just move to Orchid.
But the girlfriend's out of the fray.
I'd have to cut those ties.
$6 million buys a lot of midlife crisis Corvettes.
Yes, it does.
Thanks, Schmuck.
All right.
Says his girlfriend cheated on him.
And he stayed with her because he says he loves her, and something's really good.
But if he won $6 million, that he would get the hell out of there and leave her in a second, which tells me that they are financially dependent
on each other, right?
On each other in order to live here.
Especially if there's kids involved and you got to raise kids, and it takes a lot of money, as you know, being a parent of 2 now. It takes money to do that kind of stuff. So sometimes you're just kind of stuck.
So we're asking you the question this morning. If you found out your spouse cheated on you, because, at that point, it's pretty much a spouse. If you're living with them and you've been together for 6 years and you find out she cheats on you or he cheats on you, ladies, we're asking if you could financially afford to leave them immediately. Okay? Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever kept that in the back of your mind? Like, oh my gosh, I think this person might be cheating on me.
I would tell you what.
What could you do if you couldn't, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, my wife and I are very financially dependent on each other.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, for the majority here, are very financially dependent on each other. And since my wife makes more than me, that's definitely, my lifestyle would have to change. I would become that coworker that shops at the dollar store for hot dogs.
You'd be Kevin Costner in Tin Cup, essentially. hanging out at whatever the DJ equivalent is at a driving range in West Texas.
Lori says, who gives an ass about financially how you're set? If she says, if I was being cheated on, I would live in a box before I would get played like that. Play on, playa. No need for cheating. Be the man or woman. No, I added the play on, playa. Sorry. I couldn't help it when she said I got played like that.
Played. Nobody wants to be played.
No one needs to be cheated on. No man or woman should stand for it because that means you're with a liar. Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
Ward them up.
I don't think.
I would have to agree with her. And actually,
I couldn't stay.
This can only be described as 805 problems, really? I mean, or any area code.
What, being cheated on and not being able to afford to leave the person that cheated on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. That would be tough. I think what Lori said earlier, I think it was Lori, that she said, well, I'd live in a box if I had to. I don't think I could look at that person every day.
Yeah, could you imagine saying, hey, what's up? How was your day?
I mean, think about it, especially living here.
Did you bang anybody new today?
Yeah. Hey, whore. What? Yeah. What'd you do on your? What are those? What is?
I'm surprised more movies
what
are
those marks on your knees? Sorry, that's really inappropriate.
I'm surprised more comedies aren't made about this situation where you find out somebody's cheating, but you live in a place where it's just financially you have to stay together no matter what, and it becomes a war of the roses.
It's kind of like when Seinfeld during the show pitched the show about Jerry getting into an accident and the guy couldn't afford to pay him, so he had to become his butler. Like awkward situations like that. Like your wife or girlfriend cheats on you, but she's the breadwinner.
You gotta just allow for it.
And you gotta, yeah. Like the guy could just sit around and play video games all day, but his girlfriend gets to cheat on him.
But in this situation here on the Central Coast, it's not like, there's any breadwinners. I mean, usually it takes two to make a thing go right here on the Central Coast. I mean, that's just the lay of the land because the cost of living is so expensive. So this is the poll question today with the hashtag 805 problems, because this is an 805 problem. Are you in a situation that if your spouse cheated on you, you could leave them immediately financially? You got four chances or choices for you. Yes, and you would leave them immediately. Yes, but you would try to work it out. So financially, you're fine, but you would still try to work it out even though they cheated on you. That would be my least favorite answer.
I'm thinking nobody's checking that one.
No, but you would figure out a way to leave them anyways. That was
live in a box.
Live in a box if you had to. Or no, you'd be stuck in the situation, meaning you would have to live together, knowing that every time that person walked out that door, chances are
this has to happen here.
They were going to cheat on you.
This has to happen with people that aren't married here. That maybe have a kid.
Or married.
Or, you could be married. But I would think this happens a lot, like if you're dating someone and then they cheat on you, but you have a kid involved, or maybe you just can't afford to move out, and then you're like, all right, we'll just be roommates. And I'm sure it doesn't last that long, but that's got to be a dangerous situation, right? Because one of them is not going to take it very well. The one that's cheated on, then she's out all the time. She's not telling you where she's at. You still care about the person. And
do you?
And then, well, I mean, it would be hard,
right? They
right?
didn't care about you when they're banging somebody else.
Well, I guess, yeah. Some people would care, some people wouldn't. And could you imagine that situation? It's all of a sudden you're roommates now, and then all of a sudden she's bringing somebody home, or he's bringing somebody home.
I'm sorry, I laugh. And if anybody's ever been in that situation, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the awkwardness of the situation. That's what I do when things get awkward. I just start to laugh.
I just can't even imagine the torture. Except for the one good thing about this would be if you had to stay with somebody that cheated on you because financially you couldn't leave. Think of all the pranks you could pull on them, like daily, just terrible things. Saran wrap over the toilet, pouring X-Lax in their milk or their juice.
And that's why I don't understand why there's not more movies.
Like, seriously, this is a Dateline waiting to happen. Somebody is going to end up in a bad situation.
I never saw it, but was the movie with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn, was that...
The breakup.
Was that about this? Was that...
Yes, they do stay... They stay together for a while because he doesn't want to leave the apartment because he loves it's a nice apartment. Yeah. And then she starts walking around like naked, but he can't touch her. And then she starts having these guys come over, and they're pretty nerdy. And I don't know. It's not a bad... I know you don't like those Jennifer Aniston romantic comedy things, but
I didn't know that's what the movie was about. So there's already been a movie made about this that really defines all of it.
But this should be a sitcom. This should be an ongoing series. This should be if they really want to do it right, HBO, Showtime, Netflix, they pick up on this.
Nope.
I don't want to.
Unscripted reality. This is reality right now. If it's reality, I'm tuning in.
See,
bet your sweet ass I'm
That's what
tuning
Big
in.
Brother should be about, not just a bunch of idiots
Right.
hanging out.
No, but you get the people that actually cheated on the people with the people that they cheated on living in the same house and see who can last the longest.
Isn't that what Temptation Island was about?
Kind of.
But it was so stupid because it was on an island, and no, you just want real life. You just want it like a real life situation where they have to go to work, they have to deal with traffic and feeding their families and everything else, not just being on vacation in some island and then some hot chick you slept with back in college comes up, and then you're like, ooh, am I going to sleep with her over my wife?
That's pretty entertaining, actually, when you put it out there. When you lay it out there like that.
It was a little hokey. 543-3693. Let's see. Somebody writes in and says, I wouldn't be that lucky to have a girlfriend who took care of the financial responsibility. If she did, she could do whatever she wanted. So this guy obviously feels like as long as the bills are getting paid, she could sleep with whoever she wants. I think it's one thing to say that. I think it's another thing to actually live that life.
Mm-hmm. James writes in, he says, when I found out, so this happened to him. This happened to James. When I found out, I left with nothing. Just pulled up roots, went and lived with my parents for a week, got my own place in Napomo. So I'm guessing taking a hit on the rent department. Like I'll see some
See, James is lucky his parents live here and he could go crash on their couch. My parents live in Lake Havasu.
Yeah, that's a long commute.
I don't know if I'd make it to work every day.
He got his own place in Napomo, moved on with his life. He said it was a lot easier when it happened to him because they did not have any kids, so they were able to move on without having those binds that tie. I could not imagine, if this happened to me, what I would do. I mean, luckily, I think we are secure enough and we love each other enough and we're with each other enough to know that nobody's cheating in this relationship. And
yeah, but you got 2 young kids. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what would happen. I don't know what I did. I don't know. I literally don't know what I would do. I do not.
Can you imagine living in your...
It's very easy for me to say that...
One-bedroom apartment?
I would just be like, okay, well, yeah, that's what it would boil down to. It would be like a one-bedroom apartment, like maybe even a shed behind somebody's house.
Somebody's garage they turned into a studio?
Or as they call them here, grandmother units. Or have you ever seen it on Craigslist and rentals? We have a quaint cottage made by Rubbermaid.
Yeah, right. Good morning.
Good morning, fellas. This is Richard.
Hey,
Rich. Either one of you guys should happen to win that money, I've got your quaint cottage in my backyard.
I know.
Yeah, talk about the accommodations, Rich.
A sea train, baby.
What's a sea train?
It's one of those cargo containers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, people are turning those into things now.
How much did that end up costing you, by the way?
I had what they call a man door, which is like a garage door put on it, and then I had a roll-up door put on it, and I put lights in it myself. Was $3,000.
The storage container and everything that you put inside of it is $3,000?
Yep.
That's not that bad, but you got to have the land for that, Yeah,
how big is it?
I have a half acre. I have a half acre in Paso, and I had a crane company come and lift it over my house and put it on my rear patio.
How long is it? Was it like 30, 40 feet?
No, I got one that's it's extra tall. It's 9'6" and it's 20 foot long.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's got
it's quaint.
Yeah, and it's got raised ceilings too.
So if your wife cheats on you, you'll just go live in that?
I go there sometimes anyway. It's awful quiet out
there. All right, Rich. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, have a great day.
It's his man cargo.
I'm going out to my man cave. It's not a cave, it's a sea train.
It's a sea train, yeah.
Whatever it is, I'm going out there.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.